Welcome back. 2 games into the college basketball season, and the Cards are cruising with double-digit wins over both Minnesota and Jacksonville State. U of L returns to the court tomorrow night as 3-0 Marshall comes a-calling. Pitino says this Conference USA foe might be from a somewhat smaller league, but their abilities are big time.
Well, we like to choreograph our defense to try and take the other team out of what they do best. And this opponent is one of the more difficult ones to try and do that because of their offensive spacing and what they run. It's a very difficult defensive task to stop this team, because at times they can play 5 out and shoot it at all 5 different positions. They're big at the guard spot. They beat you off the bounce very well for threes. So this has been this is a difficult opponent to prepare for defensively.
Tip-off for Friday night's matchup between the Cards and the Thundering Herd set for 9 p.m. You can watch it on ESPNU. NASCAR is over. The season, which lasts from February to November, has now a few weeks downtime. Last weekend, Kevin Harvick won the final race in Homestead, which also assured him the 2014 Sprint Cup Championship. So let's bring in our racing guru, driver Chris Lafferty. Chris, if I had told you at the beginning of the season that Harvick would be the eventual 2014 champion, would it have surprised you?
Yes and no. With him not having a championship under his belt, you always go, well, there's not going to be a new champion because Jimmie Johnson's still racing, so he's going to get like his 15th championship. But to be honest with you, when it starts coming down to the wire, Harvick's aggressive. He goes and gets what he wants, and I believe I called it. I think last week I said Harvick for the championship.
You absolutely did. So where would you put him now? Obviously, winning a championship puts him among the upper strata. Is he an elite driver, in your opinion? Is he that notch right below the elite drivers, right below the Jimmie Johnsons and Juniors, or where exactly would you rank Kevin Harvick?
Oh, Harvick's always been an elite driver, no doubt about it. I mean, when he came into the NASCAR Cup level, I mean, he just set the world on fire. And look, you can't win every race, but over the years, Harvick has proven that when it's time to go, he goes. He's not afraid to push people. He's not afraid to get in people's face. And I give the guy props. I mean, he is who he is. If it's down to you and him for the win, you better believe that he's going to give it 150%.
All right, let's take a look at the season in general. Hard to believe it's over because for me it went pretty quick, even though it's all those months. Who was your surprise of 2014? Which driver really caught your eye?
Man, I tell you what, Kyle Larson has to be the standout. I mean, this guy jumps in the target car for Chip Ganassi and just proves that those 4 wheels will go up front. And I think he definitely turned some heads this year.
What about Joey Logano?
I tell you, Joey Logano has never been one of my favorites per se. There's no reason for it. He's not a bad guy. He's a super nice guy. So, yeah, I mean, I go, that dang Logano is up there again with a stellar season, fighting for the championship. I mean, I'm still stuck on this guy from way back when he was 18 and too young to be at this level. So he's really matured.
From the disappointment side, I know you and I sort of texted a little bit, and Kyle and Kurt Busch really caught your eye on the negative end of things. Why is that?
Bruce, when I think of disappointment, the first thing that always comes to my mind is you, of course. But slightly below that elite disappointment, I got to put the Busch brothers up there. And now I say that with a little asterisk because they both had great seasons. And the disappointment is not hey, I think they're no good. It's man, I want to see Kyle pull this thing out and win a championship. And I want to see Kurt on fire like he was last year in that front row equipment. And I think that they both didn't quite reach where they needed to be, even though, look, I mean, both of these guys saw victory lane and they are phenomenal drivers. It's just I wanted to see a little bit more.
as we begin to wrap things up, 2014 in general had a lot of changes in NASCAR with qualifying and with the points chase. Overall, do you think all the changes worked? Is it helping NASCAR, or do you think the sport is still slumping in popularity? Again, your opinion.
My opinion, yeah, the sport is certainly still slumping. I mean, we're in an era where you pick up your iPhone and there's YouTube and Facebook and everything else. So there's a lot more distractions. The point system, the chase, I think it spiced it up. I mean, it was great racing up till the end. Is it the perfect storm? Maybe not quite, but I know NASCAR is trying to figure it out because, hey, look, we need those viewers back and we need those people attending these races.
Well, Chris Lafferty, you certainly spiced up our NASCAR coverage all year. Thank you very much for all that you did joining us on Thursdays, and we'll give you a little siesta, then we'll check back in with you early in 2015.
Sounds good, Bruce.
All right, Chris, have a good one. Take care, amigo. And that does it for this show. Want to thank Jason Frakes and Chris for being on the show, and thank you for joining us. If you missed any part of our broadcast or you want to review something, you can always see clips on myCN2.com or watch CN2 Sports anytime on demand. Just click under the local tab. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Thanks for joining us. See ya.